tell by Vic's selection of verses that he believed very sincerely in a personal, intimate relationship between himself and Christ. And that started early in his life. And for some reason, he got the vision of life being an adventure. And so every aspect of Vic's life was exploration, was almost like a hike into the world around him, whether it be in thought, whether it be in the human body through surgery, whether it be understanding the Haitian culture. He saw life as an adventure, and one of his wishes for us today through these verses is for us to think of life, our life, as an adventure. That if we would cooperate with Christ living within us, we would live out God's unique purpose for us. And through the years, Vic refined his understanding of what the purpose was for his life. And we have some of those expressions here. He says, my life purpose is to serve God with joy and gusto by using all the resources, talents, and opportunities that God has given me, and to greatly enjoy my walk with him each day. Doesn't that sound like Vic? Vic was a meek, mild-mannered man, but he did live life with joy and gusto. No doubt about that. He had that curiosity, that passion to explore life, to discover. And he kept pushing to understand and experience more. But beyond that, he wanted to inspire us to go the extra mile in our adventure, to discover God's purpose for us as well. So, part of his purpose in life, he said, was to spend time and energy writing the thoughts and ideas that come to him from God's presence that might be helpful to others. And we have all benefited from some of his suggestions on diet and exercise and those kind of things. Obviously, they served him well for 70 years, but he was prepared to live longer. But again, God's call. As we talk about what seems to us to be a shortened life for Vic here on earth, and as we discussed that with him, he said some remarkable things. He said, at age 42, I felt like I had already lived a full life. I had 4 wonderful kids. I had many fulfilling opportunities. I felt like I had accomplished much, and that anything beyond that I would consider gravy. Vic had 28 years of gravy. And then he said, and then I met Donna. And then he said, I also had frosting. And it's nice to have Donna's dad with us, Lowell Teffer. Hi, Lowell. Hey. And your Donna's brother and family are here also. Is it okay with you folks that we call Vic? Vic? I know, Mom, you always insisted that we call Vic by his whole name, and all of us go by our whole names, Stephen. But you're 90, and your sons and daughters are all in their 50s and 60s. So we're going to rebel a little bit. That'd be all right? Mom told me not too long ago, she said, Steve, if you're going to use the term Steve all the time, why don't you go and have it officially changed? It's hard to call Victor Victor for some strange reason. So anyway, about the frosting. Vic and Donna would have celebrated 25 years this May, and he considered Donna his soulmate. They lived and worked, served side by side, 2 peas in a pod. In one of the, Vic had a number of folders that he, within to which he slipped the articles that he was writing, or some of the thought starters about some of the articles that he wanted to write. And we found this, and one of the articles that he was planning to write, he entitled Personality. And he didn't have a whole lot in it, but he had 2 primary sentences, and then a whole bunch of blanks which he was eventually going to fill in. You'll quickly sense who was to be his primary example in terms of personality. He jotted these words down: 77 times to pack and unpack 4 large suitcases in less than 10 years. Supplies to buy and organize each time. And just in the past month or two, 400 Sterilite boxes to pack and organize besides her usual work. Good thing she's an organizer. And then he says, after God made Adam, I think he's thinking of parallel here. After God made Adam, it seems he realized he needed someone to keep Adam straight. So God made Eve. Just in time, probably. Things undoubtedly were getting a little out of hand. Every organization needs a Donna. Wonder what the rest of that article is going to say.